The Betta Edu we are talking about as of 1999 was just 13 years old. James Ugochukwu says. 1999 was when we finally returned to democracy with Obasanjo coming in as the civilian president for Nigeria. 1999. 1999, a lot of people were old, a lot of graduates without job. Betta Edu was just 13 years. Oh boy, I see analysis. So and she had just grown between 1999 and today. I think she had just grown now 37 years. Is it up to 37 years? Because 1999 to today now is about 23 years. So, now wow. Or about 24 years. Yeah, about 24 years. So 24 years plus 9 is 33. So this young woman, was just 13 years as at, 24 plus 13 is 37 years, yes. So she was just 13 years in 1999, see life. And meanwhile, a lot of first-class products are there wallowing no job. Let's go into the details of what James Ugochukwu is trying to say. James Ugochukwu, Executive Director of the Alliance for Inclusive Development Africa, raised serious allegations during an interview with Channels TV regarding the suspended Minister for Humanitarian Affairs, Betta Edu. Ugochukwu claimed that Edu in 1999, at the age of 13, witnessed patterns of looting without any consequences, suggesting that this might have influenced her audacity to engage in alleged fraudulent activities. Speaking on the fight against corruption and Edu suspension over a purported 585 million naira fraud, Ugochukwu stated the importance of imposing severe consequences to effectively deter corruption and break the cycle of impunity. He stated the need for a change in the current trend, referencing the stringent measures in China, where those found guilty face a firing squad, with their families bearing the cost of the execution. Oh boy. Ugochukwu stated, in China, if you are found wanting, it is firing squad. You will be killed and your family will pay for the bullet. So people have the mind to do this because they do not have, because they know they can do it and then can get away with it and nothing will happen. So until we reverse that trend, it will still keep on happening. Oh boy. The Betta Edu we are talking about as of 1999 was just 13 years old. So she saw the pattern of looting that had been going on and nothing happened. So she can just have that boldness to attempt doing this if she is proven guilty at the end of the day. So I think what James Ugochukwu is trying to allege here is that Betta Edu was just 13 years in 1999, and from then she has been seeing how people are looting, how politicians are looting, and so she has grown up to see that looting probably is not a crime, and she will just want to do her own thing at her own time because it is her time now, our local, okay. And so that if you look at that, if that is the case, it means that Nigeria is finished because a lot of the children of our politicians have seen their father looting money and bringing them home without any consequence. And then a lot of poor, less privileged children in society are also watching and seeing how politicians and their children are living in affluence, looting public funds without consequence as well. And so whether the family is rich or family is poor, there is so much corruption and looting in the public space that is going unpunished. And that is why anybody that finds his way to the office will reasonably do his own. So the question is, how are we going to stop this trend? How can we reverse the trend? How can we change all these things from happening? Who is going to do it? And what Ugochukwu is saying is referring to the China system. Okay, the China system is that if you are found wanting in corruption, it is firing squad, and your family will pay for the bullet and the cost of the execution. Now, wow. And so with that, everybody is scared. Nobody wants to die. So when you see something, you just do it. You just do something immediately. But if you enact that law in Nigeria, it means that you're going to probably kill everybody, because if you put 100% of civil servants and public office holders together, over 90% will be corrupt. Over 90% would have stolen one thing or the other, irrespective of the amount or the quantity or the size. So how are you going to manage that kind of situation? I think the only thing is to start a very tactical and technical way of cleansing until we arrive to a point where we know that we have achieved an appreciable progress before we bring in capital punishment for corruption. Because if you bring capital punishment for corruption, the police that is going to shoot, is he free? The judge that is going to make the judgment, is he free? The prison warders and the correction centers heads that are going to handle the locking or whatever it is, the detention and the imprisonment, are they free? So which aspect is free in Nigeria? Nobody knows. Everybody is corrupt. Everybody is obviously corrupt. Very difficult situation, I must tell you the truth. Now, there are people reacting to what James Ugochukwu has said. Someone said the China way is the only way for Nigeria to be better. Only the unreasonable will think otherwise. Okay. And then someone says civil servants are the problem of every ministry and politicians. Let DSS arrest permanent secretaries and all the senior officers. Okay. There, many secrets will be exposed. They set her up because she didn't understand the system, and not allow them, as her predecessor let EFCC go deeper on civil servant head. Okay, on civil servant head we rule, but Accountant General Federation Office and both Accountant General of the Federation's office and Humanitarian Office. We know that civil servants are the problem. And this is nonsense talk, Abi. This is a country where there are so good role models. Okay, there are no good role models. People retain what they are exposed to. Who is really clean in Nigeria? Corruption has variations. It is not restricted to just financial corruption. So many are morally and spiritually corrupt. Okay, and so many are also intellectually corrupt. Okay. So I say, and my son was just 9 years old then, and he is still looking for regular job. May God save this country. Betta was just 13 in 1999 and has gotten the best of jobs in the history of Nigeria. Meanwhile, somebody's child was 9 years that time, and that child up to now is still wallowing. There's no job. Hey, God will help us. God will help us. Now, somebody say that's beautiful, Mr. Monitoring Spirit. It's not Mr. Monitoring. So James Ugochukwu is now Mr. Monitoring Spirit. Okay, if it were your daughter that was in that post, you would not have said that. But because the kind of generational hatred from unknown government hegemony, you can say that. Age is not sometimes, but excellent spirit to deliver. Yeah, so at her age, 37 years, it's not wrong if she's occupying that position. After all, and even at that 37 years, she can even be the president of the country. But why the corruption? That is the question. Why the everything? And I know why that woman, that Ugochukwu is saying what she's saying, or what he's saying rather, because in Nigeria, people get everything by favoritism, not by merit. It's by connection. Who do you know and who don't you know? That is what makes the difference now in Nigeria. To get anything in under merit is a very big deal. If all these people are getting what they are getting in merit, then that's fine. And then by virtue of their competence, then that's fine as well. Okay? But God will help us in this country. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment as James Ugochukwu has brought out this observation.